Live stream. Welcome to
Oh,
Music
I
Talk,
almost
everyone.
pressed
What kind of
leave
music
meeting
talk?
for the first time ever.
This is my
Live
first stream
stream,
from
fuck this.
the new house sitting location,
Ooh, the new
which
house.
is I haven't decided
Are
exactly
you
where I
are
want
you
to
like
do it
doing
from.
3 house settings right now, like a
No,
a
I'm
sitcom?
down to one now. I was doing two, but now
It's
I'm
not
back
like
down to
the
one.
dating 2 people at once comedy thing.
Well, it's really sad.
Totally your house.
I was like, ooh, I think I'll stream from the actual office where he's got like this one of those like huge, super wide monitors that's curved.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, but that's not an
Unnatural.
HDMI. It's
Oh.
a different kind
Oh,
of
boo.
input I can't use. And it's probably for the better because the office is also where the 2 litter boxes are.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of smelly in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Poor
Someday I may
choices.
buy a giant curved monitor. Let's see. Just
I
because
just
they
don't have
look cool.
So-
real estate
I'm just-
for it.
I'm just at the dining room table with that
Just get a
light
lot
there.
of little monitors and put them to circle around you.
That's what I do right now.
Yeah, that's basically what a monitor is. Yeah.
And then the problem was, I'm
My
like,
big
well,
move is
I'll
just
just
moving this monitor over here.
I'll use
That's
my
it.
built-in camera ring light, but then because now it's ugly because you got cool light there and warm light there.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
yeah, that's horrible. No, we'll just go with
Yeah.
that.
How's my lighting? It's okay.
Yours is good. Yours is always
Yeah, I
good.
still need to
And
adjust that.
Nick's always immaculately lit.
This is it's you just get 3 Era Gardens.
Yes. My air gardens are too far away.
It's a
And
simple
at some point, the
process.
lights will just
I
stop.
can actually see like the color of your eyes, so that means
Yeah.
it's good lighting. if
And
you
then
can-
there's only one light on the like shelf of plants, but sometimes there's more light.
Hmm.
And you got the boost filter on, so touch you up.
Boost.
When I was at the old place, I was using their spare monitor, so I had 2 monitors. So this is the first stream in a long time. I'm like, oh, all I have is my laptop monitor for all these tabs? One screen? I'm back in the Stone Ages.
Boosted. And let's see.
All right, so this is where we finish off the mastermind and win the game.
Yeah, easy.
Oh yeah, I hadn't gone back over the transcripts because I pre-posted today's.
Mm.
I post
Yeah.
last week.
And the last thing we had
And
was the head in the,
Silicon.
Harley's head in the box from
What's
Oh
that?
fuck!
yeah, Lloyd brought it over. That's right.
Are you on a
Lloyd is not
different mic?
alive. Gerald, maybe.
Am I in a different mic? Am I?
Oh, Nick. I was going to ask Nick. She's
Oh.
on a different-
Oh no, this is. I don't have a microphone. I just always
gonna
use a
say,
computer.
You sound
far
different
away?
than usual.
Is it maybe using the mic
Maybe
on
it's
the
using
headphones?
my microphone in my headset.
I was just like,
Same
you
as
sound
system.
different.
Like good different.
I could be totally on crap.
It is kind of tinny. Yeah.
I'm always. This is always the quality that we have. I have never lied to any of you. This is
London
I'm
by
always
gaslight.
using my
Yes.
MacBook microphone. I have made no pretensions of having a Yeti.
I
Even
just
though we
thought
do
I
have
heard
them.
you better before.
I think you should be able to choose it specifically. I think in the
Use
select
the
microphone.
headset. So here I
Yeah.
have the headset. Is that better?
Nope, that's the same.
No.
Sound
Oh,
different?
built.
Is that?
Oh,
what were you
Yay! There
That's
we go.
better.
What was it using?
Oh,
it
this
was
is
using
so
the
much
the
better.
headset. Yeah. Yeah, the built-in
Oh,
mic is way better
gosh.
than the headset.
Yeah, I did a bunch of
Yeah.
tests to find my best mix and match. Like I used my not built-in webcam, but external webcam, but use my built-in microphone because it's better than the webcam microphone and better than the
that's right.
AirPod microphone.
I should
This is my
probably-
tinny headset microphone, which is
Oh.
real bad.
I should
I
do
try to
something
use
about my
these. This is why
microphone
people don't
situation.
like talking to me
Back
on
to the US. There we go.
these when I'm talking on the phone, and people are like, "Stop! Whatever's happening."
I wonder if I should get a
I
separate.
don't know. This is the first or second episode of the podcast. We're just figuring it out.
Like, how does my audio sound? Is it okay or?
Yeah, it sounds
Usually
good.
sounds fine. Like
Yeah.
I can definitely hear a lot of room, but it doesn't sound
Yeah.
bad. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
sound.
It's a bright room in here.
Yeah, I've got my same old Yeti Blue. I've had for like 15
Look,
years now. It
As
still
soon as
does
the
good.
sponsorships come in, I will buy a microphone. Until
Maybe.
then, we'll use the MacBook.
Maybe I'll
So
ask
if
for
I-
a fancy USB mic for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then the sound designer in the house can find something nice for me.
We do have fancy mics. I just
Ew. Oh yeah, we have those like Sennhausers and stuff sitting around.
Mhm.
So if I remember correctly, all our threats are on a timer.
Yeah, well the two
We need to
current
solve
sets are on a
everything
timer.
right now. Right?
we need
You
to
have
time travel.
two night phases left. If there is something specific that the Shoreditch Slugger will do if they are not solved by the third night phase, and we know that Lewis will probably die, or at least be stuck in the goose's body, if that one's not resolved by the third.
And I know that like we are ready to resolve Lewis. Is that correct? Wait. No, wait. we need,
No, you got the.
eight-
Yeah,
Do we have no clues for it?
oh my God, we're go screwed on Lewis.
you spent your clues on getting
We've
goose
been
move.
too, we've
But
been
now
too
we have a goose
friendly
move.
with him.
I got the goose move.
Oh,
And then we
he's
spent
infringed
last
on
week
me,
getting
so
getting just ruined by a cannibal.
we spent too long trying to make Lewis do chores for us.
You did get your vampire to fuck up the cannibal real bad though, so that was a good time.
And now he doesn't
That's
trust
not all
me.
valid. What are our conditions at this
Why
point,
can I-
dare I ask? Insecure. Oh no. Oh, and we have
We're
no, we
insec-
don't have all our fonts back. We have some of our fonts back.
Oh,
So we only need 5 more Shoreditch Slugger clues and 8 more Arterly Crone clues. We can
To
do
be
it.
fair,
no
to be
problem.
fair, the figs were very scary. And I
So
don't
you
blame us.
can, as long as you get half the number of clues needed, you can answer a question at a minus.
Disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah. So if you get if you get 3 clues for the crow, both of them, if you get 3 clues for either one, you can try to solve it a -3, which will probably require a mask. But you know, that's life in London.
There's a goose mask available, if I remember right.
Yeah, there's a goose mask available, and I think is there a slugger mask available? Did we get that? Or we used the mask of the pig. That's right. I don't know if there's a slugger mask. No, there's not.
My fellow Hallgrave residents, I
We are beyond.
I suggest
but
that we
you did-
retire and move to this lovely place I've heard of called Brindlewood Bay.
Ooh.
It'll mess
Nothing
with
bad
you.
happens there.
How about El Paso? I hear that's
Nothing bad
nice. There's no
ever.
ghosts there at all. You did answer the first Shoreditch
Pretty good at
Slugger's
English.
question, which means that you can, when you subvert the source of his powers for your own use, you can gain access to the Eternal Man move, which basically lets you not die 3 times.
Oof. Okay.
So if there's anyone who knows how to do rituals,
Yeah, nothing comes to mind.
If only we knew someone.
I don't know.
Oh, the goose, right.
the goose, yeah, Lewis will be able to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, where is the information about the Eternal Man?
So I'm open to whatever. Obviously, we need just to go Cluapalooza, but also this ritual thing Mark's talking about.
And also we have some conditions that we might want
Oh,
do.
some conditions.
to. Each of us has a condition.
Oh, that's true. I'm insecure.
Oh,
Or I'm insecure. You're chasing.
Oh, you're insecure. Yeah. Sorry, I'm chasing.
Or chastened.
That's a weird meta.
I didn't have my spreadsheet scrolled all the way over.
Oh,
And I was like,
I'm
who put
worried.
the exclamation point next to insecure? I was like, oh, it's because it's Peter's, that's why. Not mine.
that's the gas.
So much to do in these days. We gotta be all kinds of intimate, find a million clues, do a ritual.
Yeah.
Swamped.
Plenty of time.
simply swamped.
There we go. Oh, yeah, we're fixing fonts together. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Wedding
yeah.
to plan. My wedding to plan. My bride's murder to
By
plan.
the murder.
It's, that place for Gilder to frame for it.
Yeah, and you have a stuffed head for a new decoration of your favorite gravedigger.
Yay!
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my God, it really was a what's in the box situation.
Yeah,
It was in the
exactly what's in the
box.
box. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Harley. Hey, how's it going, Harley? Oh God,
Harley's in the box.
that was Toddy's rash, I guess.
Well, I do really think in a metagaming way I need to get Insecure off of Francis if he's going to use his
Yeah.
presence for
That would be,
solving
yeah.
some problems.
That would probably be
Who
very
would you like to have a
counterproductive
scene with?
to try and be present with being insecure.
Yeah, so who we got worried, sick, and Jason.
We've all got stuff to get rid of. So
Yeah,
It's
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
but
And you can't do all three, right? It has to be two. So,
Yeah, should just be two.
gotcha.
Okay,
Dig it.
I feel like I've been in a lot of the intimate scenes recently.
that's yeah. So Verith and Francis.
Yeah. Whose
Yeah.
vice are you indulging?
Oh man, we could be on a
Not that I
shopping spree,
wouldn't
or
mind
we
losing my.
could be downing a bunch of absinthe.
We could be shopping for more absinthe.
Shopping for
The
absinthe.
Emporium.
Actually, okay. So what is the name of the high class like liquor?
We're going to get the good stuff, the really good absinthe.
Yeah, liquor
Imported from-
dispensary, basically.
Portugal.
Oh man. Yeah, what is 1 second? No. I don't know what to call this place.
I'm trying to. I'm thinking the imbibery, but then I also wanted a nice something, a good qualifier before that, like the something imbibery. High class, the gentleman's imbibery.
It looks like the best is Asmelor. So imbibery Asmelor, maybe. Just give it
That-
Portuguese.
That sounds just like the right amount of pretentious.
Or if you want to go French, you could do the Emeraude.
Oh,
I found the pun beachside version.
oh no!
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no!
That's the TGI Fridays version.
Makes the did you absinthe make the heart grow fonder? Right next to the Lake Tchotchke store,
Mm,
the boardwalk.
like shamrocks all over the place.
After wear 13 pieces of flair.
Where all
Yeah,
the
so maybe
fats
maybe
are.
you're so maybe you've arranged a meeting with
A
your
tasting.
supplier, or a tasting, yeah. At
With the
the
supplier. The supplier is providing samples of.
yeah, you get
Of his
the most
finest work.
expensive ones. Wormwood Auditorium, that's a good one. And I think they leave you in the tasting room to arrange their stock and whatnot while you satisfy your curiosity. So let's do a scene at the whichever one we decide to call it.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, all these
Literally.
David Amram style absinthe shop names are perfect. Yeah, what was the cause of the insecurity? I was trying to remember.
That was a result. All of them were as a result of our confrontation with.
Oh
Laura
yeah. Yeah,
Kenzie.
because
Yours was specifically because you had attempted to. I think you were the one taunting her down. Was that right?
that sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, and she was too feverish of brain to fall to your fall to your presence.
Right. So yeah, I think he has I think we already have some little tasting vials at this.
There's like a flight of
Yeah, a flight of shot glasses. Yes, I know how drinks work.
Cups.
But
Sir Francis Quinn, How long have we known each other and you're just now introducing me to this place?
And I think he gets this sort of blank smile that he gets when anyone asks him about his past. And then he changes the subject because it's all kind of Swiss cheese. And it's like, well, I am glad to have introduced you here today. What better time to celebrate? And then the word celebrate kind of dies on his tongue. to survival, he says evenly and raises a glass.
Indeed, sir, I have never needed a stronger absinthe than I do now.
Indeed. To think of it, that I should taunt someone, that Francis Quinn should get under someone's skin and fail. Oh.
But don't count yourself too harshly, my friend. You must remember that these figs, they're not really, I'm not even sure they are people. They're afflicted by some supernatural dark forces, and she was in quite the blood frenzy. I don't know that anything could have gotten through to her. I'm not even sure that she heard your words penetrating her red haze.
And I think Francis is still lost in his own thoughts of just like, I know I am not a proper or good boxer. I know this deep down. And I know that when it comes to research, that it's always going to be Dr. Safby who handles the books, because that is a skill set that is perfect for Dr. Safby. And I know that if anything happens with the entities beyond our realm, then you shall handle that expertly, Vareth, and I shall stand by, and in case someone needs to be talked to. That is my purpose. Should be.
You do not place enough value on the things you bring to Hargrave House. For you see, Paloma and I share a certain bond that we both carry a darkness within us that constantly fights for our control.
I think Francis is just kind of staring back with a blank, cheerful smile of I'm listening to this whole thing.
But you are like the heart of Hargrave House. The light that brings us back. You're like our beacon that we can always see, no matter how much the darkness pervades. So we all balance each other out wonderfully, and without the special gifts you bring, I'm not sure that we would even still be around.
I certainly wouldn't be around if you hadn't saved our lives last night.
Yes, well, it wasn't so much me as my young ward, who now seems to think that we all need his protection, as opposed to feeling as if we are protecting him. Not a comfortable place to be. As a new mother, especially, you see. Or at least mother figure.
Every child presents themselves like this, surely. Like, was it not some weeks ago that a child insisted on a foot race with me? As vicious as any adult who had money on the effort would behave. This is the way of children. One shouldn't let one's spirit become trampled by a bad day for a child. Because indeed, it is our strength that carries on to them.
I want to show him. I want to show him that we can equally protect him, that he's not just a powerful tool we use at our disposal. I want him to feel that he also finds safety with us. And now I feel he just has another burden, as feeling that he needs to watch out for us and protect us from harm.
I think the simple, we are hunters, are we not?
We are.
And many are the dangers that we handle. Keep pouring or preparing another set of drinks for the both of us. And I should think that simply, well, if there is one thing I know about people, is that they are moved by action. And if you are meaning to flatter someone, you can use words, but the actions have to be that you have noticed what is right about them, what is good about their hat, what is pleasing about the colors. And if you threaten someone or taunt them, it is words can help, but the actions have to support it. So I believe that knowing what I know of people, which I assume includes the more vampiric ones, that the actions taken, the actions to keep your wards safe, the actions to keep the city safe, those can chip away at the coldest heart with time and patience.
You speak wisely, Sir Francis. You've made me realize what I must remind myself of far too often, which is that there's nothing we can do about what has already passed. We can only worry about what we are doing in this present moment. And in this present moment, I say we drink to Hargrave House and bring some of this back to Paloma. She has to try this.
To the present.
Excellent.
And he
Go ahead.
places a ridiculous order for absinthe rum.
A bunch of
Tiago,
bottles are showing up on the porch.
Bottles, try cases.
Cases.
How will I ever go back to any sub-brand absinthe after this?
Nadia, nice.
Oh no, the boys are out.
ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Tiago, by the way, is your purveyor's name in case it comes up.
Excellent. I will find a way to ensure that it does.
Great. Speaking of the present, what's Paloma up to?
So real quick, do we both remove our conditions after that?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and sorry, the other part of the move is, of course,
A thing
We
that
win.
Uh,
we all remember.
it's if it's your vice, you can also A, stumble upon a clue, or B, invite the other hunter to ask you about your past. So I
Oh,
believe
man.
that was whose vice did you say that was?
That could be a coin toss. I feel like absinthe is more specifically yours.
I feel like the absinthe is more mine, but honestly, the fact that it was like your contact with the super fancy absinthe, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I
more
really feel
about
like it
buying
was-
than drinking.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Francis,
Yeah,
would
y'all
you
were
like to
that
stumble
drunk.
upon a
It's very strange.
would you like to stumble upon a clue, or would you like to ask Vareth about their past? Or have Vareth ask you about your
what's going
past,
on my eye?
Oh man.
which are both delicious.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, like getting an answer to my past would be nice from a story perspective, but we so desperately need clues right now.
You'll have plenty of chances of that with all the masks yet to come.
Yeah,
Well, the masks are going to. I have one narrative mask left.
Oh, is
but
that it?
no, the other ones are also past.
bring it up
Never
casually
mind.
in conversation.
Yeah, so I think I would like to stumble on a clue. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, you're good. And so this is you describing the clue that you see.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out which one. Do we want it for the slugger or the clone? The clone, the orderly clone. Yes.
You do have one on the table for Slugger, so
Yeah, so maybe a goose clone. But what do we need? Oh, this is about the curse.
yeah. It depends on whether you want to go hard on one or spread it across both.
Oh yeah. See, can I think of a good excuse for that? I'm just okay. This is taking thought. Hmm. Okay, so I'm leaning towards goose. And we need to know how to cure this. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is very simple, but the variety of absinthe that we have purchased has a label that has kind of a human being, but with figures of animals all around, and it is called The Spirit's Return.
spirits return. Fantastic. Or maybe whatever that is in Portuguese. Os espíritus voltam. Sounds Latin, but we'll take it. Okay, now Paloma, what have you been up to while the boys are out shopping?
So Paloma's worried sick and feels really out of control based on last night. Her child not obeying her, staying home. And I, as a player, don't like that she's doing this, but she is currently like on the laboratory door installing a bunch of different locks from the outside.
Ooh, to keep Azrael inside.
To try to keep Azrael inside when she asked Azrael to be inside. And they're just in kind of a terrible argument about it.
Is Azrael there with you, or does someone else come across you?
I think Azrael comes across me.
Awesome. Yeah, and he's like, Mother, why don't you trust me?
No. You gave me your word that you wouldn't follow us last night, and who do I see appear but you? And when you were out there with those cannibals, and we had to rely on a vampire child to save us.
You put yourself in terrible danger, and I was worried.
Something you must know about this profession is that I'm always in terrible danger, but that doesn't mean you have to be.
But it was all right for a meal to go. You don't think
Well,
my
darling,
abilities are equal to his?
No, Emil can take care of himself.
You don't believe I can take
What
care
would
of
you
myself?
do? If that awful woman had grabbed you, what would you do? What would you
She
have
did
done?
grab me.
Would you have told her facts about birds?
I'm certain that I could have gotten under her skin. She didn't kill me immediately, so that meant she had some reluctance to harm a child. I'm sure I could have used that to my advantage somehow, striking when the moment was opportune.
You're not completely wrong. That was kind of what we were doing, but there's just real danger out there, and I've only just started to get to know you.
And so I'm to be a prisoner.
And that she's like kind of sees has been pounding the locket and is like no, but I worry that you're too much like me. I worry that you overestimate your ability to get out of terrible situations, and at least you, like me, have friends that will be able to help you out there. I'm not proud of everything I did last night either. I threw a child at a cannibal, even if the child is ancient, or we don't know how old he is. He doesn't really like to talk about it. I just want to know that you can take care of yourself. And I also want to know that just no more secrets, no more lying to me and saying that you'll stay in when you're not planning to.
I intended to stay in, but I got worried.
Well, that part I do understand. Well, I learned a few boxing moves. Maybe we should start with some basics.
Tell me more.
And she pulls out the like pamphlets that Francis has. And is like, this one is called a right hook. Think fast.
Do you throw a punch at him?
Oh, I think there's like a skeleton in the lab. So she demonstrates on the skeleton.
What are you afraid might happen if Asriel proves to be as strong as he is smart?
I think that Paloma is afraid of not being needed as a mother. Like I think that was part of what's worrying her sick is that she's like, I can't protect you. And you disobeyed. And like I think Paloma wants this to be a very simple thing of like, you deliberately disobeyed me and you came out. But I think Paloma's also like the deeper worry is he can actually take care of himself and he doesn't need me.
Yeah. Let's make this a vitality roll, I think.
Right. Good.
Unless you have a pitch for another roll.
What's that?
Unless you have a pitch for a different one.
For vitality?
I feel like it's so Paloma to constantly be doing things that are not the things they're good at. It's like that's just such a Paloma thing to do.
I was like, I am right now giving a punch to a skeleton, so it feels about right. Paloma loves to do things she's not. If I were to use reason all the time, we would solve the mystery too fast. A vitality roll.
Yeah.
To see if my deepest fears about my child are true.
Yeah, to see if his vitality matches yours.
Oh, we're boxing now, I guess.
I think just like you're not necessarily putting yourself in danger boxing, but like
Yeah.
testing him against yours.
Maybe we've swaddled ourselves up with like pillows.
Nice.
Stop me if we're getting too comedy, but I think there's like some seriousness in it.
Yeah.
And I think she punches him and then he punches her and then this will tell her what she needs to know.
Yeah.
Rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8. Yeah. So I think he is. I think your concerns are somewhat valid. Like he's not supernaturally strong, like maybe you had feared, that you had like created a monster in that way.
Or I wonder if he's really strong but not able to control it. Like he's not very agile.
That's perfect. He's very strong.
Like he's super strong. Like he punches, but he misses me and hits the wall. And there's like,
yeah.
I'm like,
and I think that's the complication. That's I think he's super strong and not really able to control it, which you discover by him smashing up the walls in the lab a little bit. Thank you for your own complication.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I need to push back.
There's one thing these players can be counted on.
Oh, you want me to make it worse? I can.
Okay.
Here, let me just tap into my imagination.
Sweet. So let's say you're back with your booze. And Paloma, did you install the locks or not?
I think she was like halfway through it and then kind of gave up. So there's no lock. Like they're not really. Yeah, they're not really on there. And I think
cool.
It's undecided what's going to happen from now on. It's like, oh, okay. Oh, well, looks like someone's at the door.
Whoever was in the room, I guess, was it who's the one that wandered down to find Lloyd with the box? Was that Vareth?
I think it was Vareth.
Yes, because I opened the box.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you do with the head?
But there would have been a time when that would have been perfectly useful for the household.
Well, I can't remember. Was everybody? Everybody was eventually there, right? I mean, like
Everyone was asleep.
Everyone was asleep. I I think I would have
Oh,
stashed
and
it
the
somewhere.
note said, "Now you."
Oh, the
I think I would have stashed it
note
somewhere
says severed head, do not eat.
in Paloma's lab with the intention of alerting her to it in the morning. And then I ended up going on a shopping spree with Francis. And I'm like, oh, I haven't yet told Paloma about the head in the box in the corner of her lab.
I love
need
it.
to get back and tell her about that.
Cool. I was gonna tuck that away for later. Um,
Great. Sure, that won't come up at all.
Nah, it'll be fine.
what do y'all do when you get back?
Oh man.
I imagine we're a little tipsy.
This is true.
What's new?
Yeah, exactly.
Must be
State of
true.
existence.
Yeah, is there any useful research we can do? Is there any sort of ritual related research you could do?
I was gonna say, what were you saying about the Shoreditch ritual? That's a thing. What was
Yeah,
the
if
deal with
you
that?
perform that ritual, you decided it was some sort of eldritch electrical power thing.
Yeah.
That gave him his, so you can subvert that subvert the source of power for your own through thievery or ritual and gain access to the custom move Eternal Man, which gives you basically 3 get out of dead free cards.
Feel like Tipsy, Verith, and Francis, like now would be the time they'd be like, "Hey, you know what we should do? I've got this ritual, and I think we can use the Shoreditch Slugger's dark electro magic against him by infusing you with like a dark electro Faraday cage type thing happening."
And of course, Francis is not the brakes on anything here. It's like, that is brilliant.
So it sounds like a Verith and Paloma deal with the science and the magic.
That's true.
I definitely feel like we would want to pull Paloma in on it for sure. Be like, "What? Hey, we've got a plan. First, drink some of this absinthe.
I
It's
think
delicious."
Francis would burst in to say, we have a brilliant idea, and then kind of toss the ball to Vera.
I think Paloma's just kind of swept up in it and is like, well, you're very convincing, so it must be a good idea.
You look, science tells you that things like vaccines work, right? Right? But think of this like a
It's like
supernatural science meets dark entity electro Faraday vaccine to help inoculate Francis against the Shoreditch Slugger.
So out of game, wouldn't it be Verith that we want to give the most insurance?
So
with the
we
previous
want to
pass?
So I think the way the move works, let me double check.
Oh, it doesn't belong to a person.
And gain access to the custom move. So I think you command it's a hunter's death. So the way it's phrased, it sounds like everyone gets it. But
Okay,
if you
never mind.
want to arrange it so that like the way the ritual works is up to you. So if it works on a person, we can have that.
I
be,
do
we can just
feel
have
like, especially after my latest drunken spiel, that going off what I just said, why I could inoculate us all. I'll inoculate us all. We'll
Yeah.
all get the electro dark Faraday vaccine and be
Francis
protected.
pouring out absinthe.
We're hoping to infect Francis with a little bit of this nasty fellow. Not enough to get him sick, but enough to.
It's more like using what we know
And then-
about his power to, yes, sort of to create our own protection against it.
So his body reacts to the electricity in
And
a
this is-
strong way, which will make him able to beat it. It makes total sense to me.
And this is 2d6 plus 0, so if we wanted to somehow use a clue, use our one clue and burn it on giving ourselves better odds than that, we could.
Say that again.
Oh, I was saying that commanding the Shoreditch Slugger's strength is listed as 2d6 plus 0.
Commanding.
Or maybe I'm misreading how this works.
So this is doing the ritual to get that power.
Okay, and there's not a 2d6 flat for that. It's just whatever.
Yeah,
skill.
whatever it sounds like it's going to be, since it's Vareth doing a ritual with Paloma helping with reason, it's probably just going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be with advantage +3 because
Okay.
y'all have this together.
Man, we are in our element, and we have some of the
Yeah.
best absinthe ever pumping through our veins.
Yeah,
Vareth,
hangovers by noon.
The spirits
me-
return.
tell me what the beginning of the ritual looks like.
All right, I need everyone. So, of course, I draw a ritual circle. I need everyone. We're all going to put our hands into the center of the circle. We're going to hold each other's hands in like a 3-way hand holding spoke wagon wheel thing. Then I shall
Triangle.
initiate the ritual in the dark.
Oh no.
The dark inoculation shall come up from the center of the circle, enter through our hands. Do not be alarmed by the black tendrils you see going up the veins of your arm. It's perfectly normal and expected.
Francis
It's
is
not-
just
So-
like blithely
Oh.
nodding.
Just
So,
like the
Paloma-
smallpox vaccine.
Paloma, how are you incorporating electricity into this ritual?
I think I'm helping set up each of our arms and bodies with things that conduct electricity. I think I've been working on like
Copper wire or
jelly.
something? Ooh, conductive
Yeah,
jelly,
I have like wiring, and I think I made like a very conductive jelly recently.
Nice.
Catch Gareth
Azrael and I
tasting.
were playing around in the lab. We were playing around in the lab, and so I'm dotting their arms with. I was like, look, Vera, these are the sigils that I learned. They're just like very
Smush,
like,
smush, smush.
hey.
Suggestion for the next time: flavor the jelly.
Oh,
With absinthe.
don't- try not to eat too much of it. I'm not.
No, I just tasted it. It's tip of the tongue. That is
It
all.
is, it is metal alcohol, not.
You sure? That will. What do you call it? When like silver nitrite when it comes out. Precipitate. I'm pretty
Precipitation.
sure
Oh,
there'll
yeah.
be precipitates. So watch your bowel movements later.
Oh no.
Silver poops.
It was just one little daub. That was all, just a daub.
Hello there, we are silver poops.
Right.
Which one of you would like to do the roll?
I would guess me, since it's my ritual.
Yeah, I think this is
Absolutely
Vera's
should be Francis rolling. the
chaos.
lead.
Yeah. Are you subverting any Christian rituals as part of this?
I feel like I sort of have to. That's sort of my thing when I do
Yeah.
a ritual. So, the obvious one's like, we're the Holy Trinity, but we're not holy.
Mm.
We're not unholy. We're not evil.
Gonna get some holes in you.
Yeah, but by the handsome one, the smart one, and the
Horny one.
me, the horny one.
Sexy, handsome,
Sexy, scary,
Sex-
Oh
smelly.
no.
sciencey. I'm probably the smelly one. I do the most science.
Okay, let's see it.
Now I want to
Three
be
you
funny,
guys
scary
top two
science.
plus 3. Snake eyes will still miss. Rolling 3 ones will miss. I think you're probably good.
Now that you've said that.
And then see, top 2 plus 3, so we'll do top 2 first. Top 2 is going to be 9 plus 3. So
Top
it's
2
12.
is
No, wait,
10
top 2
plus
is going to be 10.
Yeah, 13.
I can't math. I'm drunk.
That
We got a
definitely
mastermind clue from
definitely does it. You're out of mastermind clues. You're
Oh,
done with that part. But you do get an extra benefit or advantage. So you I'm gonna gray this move out so you
So
can
the
actually see
advantage
it.
is making the shortage slugger a new houseman.
we
So
like
now you
moves.
command some of the Shoreditch Slugger's strength. When I narrate a death as a result of a missed roll, you can mark a box and one of 3 boxes and say how through sheer brute strength and force of will and perhaps the machinations of the occult you actually survive, and you all share the track.
And so,
So-
that's 3 times just
Oh.
period between, like, I can use it 3 times, or each one of us could use it
Yeah.
once. We just get 3
Yeah.
boxes.
Yeah, 3 get out of dead for you cards.
And then we all
Um,
raise our hands and go, I have the power.
And I think let me see, what do we have here? I think I am going to drop a clue on you while we're here,
Uh-oh.
because that a 13 is very good.
Drop a clue on our ass.
Not using that. Yeah, I think there we go. I think once, so the dark spirits swirl around and the electricity courses over you, and you feel yourself being imbued with this, a little bit dark power.
Sparkly.
And
Sparkly dark.
there's a crescendo and the lights go out, and after a moment, like candles flicker back on. And I think the primary smell that you have afterwards is not the sort of ozone or bile that usually comes from electricity or ritual, but you're each sweating profusely, and the sweat actually smells sweet like honey. And that is a clue for the Shoreditch Slugger.
Ooh, we all smell sweet sweat.
He's made of bees. I
He's
knew
made
it.
of bees.
Hey, I get to check a box because I performed a ritual. Yay.
Boom, you did it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I forgot we had
I
boxes.
forgot I should be looking for stuff.
Yeah.
I forgot about the boxes.
Right? Boxes, remember those? We have those.
Oh, I gotta do some romance and some guts and teach my child about being human.
Oh, I had a chance to wear risque and avant-garde fashion, but I missed it. Preferring the beautiful to the mundane is still on the table.
Cool. So you got yourselves all juiced up. What's for the rest of the day?
Woo!
nap.
Yeah, is there anyone I can talk to get more clues? I feel like I've done what I can in Ardley, but I don't know.
Definitely
Those
need
are the
more
only
clues.
people I can talk to.
It's a clue finding day. That's what kind of day. it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
is there anybody associated with the Shoreditch Slugger that Francis could go talk to?
What about like someone that
sure.
someone that he has previously defeated? Have we talked to anybody like that?
Oh.
That the Shoreditch Slugger has defeated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was there
Good
going to be
idea.
another fight night that we were going
There's
to?
going to be another fight. Pretty much the next time you want to go to a fight, maybe tonight.
Yeah,
um,
okay. That
you
was a
can
night move
you
thing.
can track down Bram, the guy who came to you, and talk to him a bit more. See if he can point you at some new folks. He's
Okay.
the only lead in you have
The
right
only
now.
contact.
Yeah.
Okay, and I do have the boxing glove medal, I guess, and the Vitruvian Man. I feel like that's the only thing I can think to do with Francis right now.
Yeah.
I just kind of want him playing to his strengths.
Yeah. So his description is smells faintly of the stables. Where might you track him down?
Oh man, well, let's see. Maybe I know that he works at like what is it? Hackney Carriage. Place.
Yeah. Around a park somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe in Hyde Park. Yeah.
Yeah,
Near,
where there are carriages to let.
big
or-
enough. Yeah, and I think maybe the way you make contact with him is hiring one of the
Hiring. Yeah.
carriages. Yeah, and when he turns to see you, he's like surprised for a moment.
Oh
and then,
no.
like, oh, you're here about the thing.
Yeah.
Did you take anyone with you?
As there's so many people now.
Or did Varather Paloma go with you?
Oh, okay. I figure if it's okay, y'all can be doing. We can split the party a little bit, and I can bring Vittorio or something.
Yeah. Vittorio would love to go.
um, yeah, and let's see. I'm
I
trying
think
to figure.
Vittorio kind of like teases you a little bit about your outfit, saying that you haven't updated it in a while.
Oh, of course.
Ooh,
Is this
fighting
before we
words.
go out? Because then, of course.
Yeah, like on the way. I think like halfway there, you'd be like, "Oh, I thought you dress up," and you're like clearly very dressed up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But he is generally just like teasing and not making a dig.
Okay. Yes, and so I think the whole conversation on the way there is him talking about individual articles of clothing and how blue is the new orange and so on.
Sweet. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I think what's going to happen is Francis is going to describe in detail the ritual that we just did to connect to the spirit of the slugger. And I think he's prefacing this by saying, and we just wanted to know if anything you hear in these descriptions rings any bells to you. And then he's rattling off like, our veins went black and as the sensation of electricity crawled up our arms over our person. All of the lights went out and then were replaced by faint gaslit candles. We were drenched in sweat, but the sweat smelled almost cloyingly of wildflower honey. And there is a feeling of invincibility that came over all of us. And do any of these match experiences that Bout Club has had with Mr. Slugger?
Yeah, I think he's driving the carriage, and you two are in behind him in the carriage shaped thing, so you can still talk to each other easily. And I think like the more and more you describe, the more and more he pays less attention to where he's going, and just his eyes bugging out. And it's hard to tell whether it's just like incredulity at like what you are describing you did to yourself and your friends. Like, A, is this real? And B, if it is, why would you do it to yourself? And C, maybe some of it is familiar. And I think since you're trying to accurately describe what happened and see if he is getting it back, I think this is going to be an investigation roll with reason. Yeah.
Okay, well, here we go. I'm sorry, everyone.
You've got a baking peel and some blood. Do you want to use an item?
What items do I have again? I have the baking peel and a paint tin cake of blood.
From the vampire.
Like you do.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I can't think of an obvious way to get either of those involved.
All right. Let's go ahead and do 2 dice minus 1 then.
And away
Up
we
to an
go.
11. It's fine.
Okay, -1, 2D -1.
2 dice minus 1.
Oh God, that's a 6.
That's a 6. Great. That is a miss.
Fair.
And I
There's
think
no mastermind clues.
the obvious happens as like he's trying to piece all this together in his mind, and you feel like some of the you still feel like invincible and powerful, and
Yeah.
I think the camera shows like some of the dark energy kind of sloughing off of you, kind of like mist almost.
Mhm.
And it spooks the horses, and the horses just tear
Am I gonna
off
burn one of our desks
dangerously.
immediately?
You've got a mask still, so you can and I think before he can answer, there's the carriage is careening through crowds, people screaming and running, and there's a lake in Hyde Park, right?
If not, why not?
I think there is in the middle. Yeah. Let me see. I'm thinking of the other park.
Hyde Park Lake.
Oh yeah, look,
Serpentine Lake.
there's a big old park in there. A big old lake. So yeah,
Big old
I
lake.
think the
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Hyde Park in New York. Wait a
Oh,
second.
look, Carriage Drive. So it's careening down Carriage Drive, and ooh, and right by that fateful tunnel, I think one of the wheels cracks, the
Mhm.
carriage tops over, and the horses and the carriage go into the lake, and I think Bram drowns.
God damn it.
Would you like to use a mask?
Oh,
Hang out
God.
around us.
Hmm? What do you all think? I guess I should. I don't want to have another dead.
I let people die.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
But you could get a clue.
I
Totally
guess
up to you. It's true. You could get a
follow,
clue.
see how it feels story wise to you. Don't you don't necessarily have to do it for min max reasons, but if it feels right for the story,
Oof.
up to you.
And there will
Like,
be
the consequences are
inquiries
dire.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, I do not like.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yeah, I know what's going to happen if you don't. So.
Oh, okay. Well, with that. And we want to leave the goose mask for Vareth. And then I have 4 masks, or 3 masks until blood. Yeah, I have a total of 4 masks left, but we're all very low on masks. Um,
I mean, Francis wouldn't do it.
hmm? Yeah. Let's see. Whenever you gaze upon the masterwork, 7 or 9. What is my sensitivity?
Ooh,
0.
that's
Huh?
wow. That's really cool. I didn't do that before. The cosmic passage one for you.
Yeah, I'll just mark the cosmic passage, I guess.
Nice. So as you gaze upon the masterwork, which is in your room, and
Yeah.
attempt to uncover something hidden in the world, roll a sensitivity on 10 plus, you get a clue. On a 7 or a 9, you get a clue about scar your reflection, which you have plenty of scars.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
pretty cool. All
I'll
right.
do that, and yeah. Sorry,
So-
everyone.
Awesome.
Oh,
So
that's
rewind.
cool.
And I think the same thing happens. The horses do go out of control.
Yeah.
But the carriage,
And then all of us
they
drown.
kind of right. Yeah, everyone drowns. But in
What?
dying, you have a vision. I think the carriage does crash and not into the lake, but it crashes into like a tree.
Into William Gladstone.
Axle breaks, and
Hmm.
it's a bad time. It's a bad time.
Francis offers to pay for everything.
Of course.
Oh,
Fancy absinthe.
Let's see. What's a good clue for you, though?
Yeah, I feel like since we just saw Shoreditch Slugger magic in action,
Yeah.
the possibilities for it to.
Ooh, I like that one. So Bram is a little banged up, but not super bad. But you do notice he has a there's kind of like a gash on his temple
Oh no.
from the crash, and he says it's nothing, but it is a shocking amount of blood, which probably
Oh.
means it's spurting, and like that blood is under pressure, and he like attempts to dab it up, and like as soon as he takes the handkerchief at this point is just completely soaked, sopping with
Okay.
blood, and it still just continues to just like almost
Ooh,
comedically
yeah.
burnt out, and to
But he's gonna be okay, right?
but he's gonna be okay. Yeah, he doesn't seem woozy or anything. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, this is nothing. I just have
High blood pressure.
blood pressure or something. They have that back then. Yeah, I just have to
Hard
wait.
blood.
I just have to wait for this to stop, and eventually it will. But I get the blood runs strong in my
Yes,
family.
one way or another, it will stop.
Oh God, it'd be weird if it went on forever.
He seems to intimate that this has happened before, but it's yeah, a shocking amount of blood from a minor wound, and that is
Sure, it's fine.
and so the complication is that there are some officers who come to assess the scene,
Yeah.
probably like someone from the carriage operating company who is just reading Bram the Riot Act and telling him, this is going to come out of his paycheck, and then you say you'll pay for it.
Oh,
They're like,
Yeah,
they're like,
Francis
cool.
in full high dudgeon mode is like, this
Yeah.
man saved our lives when these horses were spooked by, I think, ghosts.
And there is are there any living policemen left?
Oh,
Do we know?
There's a whole
Um,
force
I've got
of them.
lady,
oh, Patterson. No, it's
lady
Patterson.
that I like.
Patterson is still a cop who is alive and a thrall. So I think, yeah, Inspector Patterson has actually come out. And Inspector Patterson is described in one of the threats. Which one? I don't have the threats open because you have solved them all. Patterson. Did we make him up? No, we made him up. Great. Inspector Patterson is, he's the one that found Paloma and Harley originally at the Penny Arcade. But we have since discovered that he is a thrall of Francis. And so he is the one who arrives on the scene to investigate the damage, partially to do his job and partially to make sure that Francis is okay as well. And both you and Vittorio are largely unharmed. Vittorio might be a little bit bumped up, but you're great. And I think the complication is while he is like more checking on you than actually doing his job,
Yeah.
one of the like a sergeant or a patrolman comes up and is like reading some like saying, I've got this stuff written down, we can take care of it. And he looks at you and says that you look familiar to me. You've been in trouble recently. And Patterson is like, shut up.
Oh no.
But this guy's like, do you know him? And Patterson's like, of course I know him. Mr. Quinn is a fine, upstanding gentleman. He would be, involved in nothing untoward. And this other cop is just like, I swear I saw you with some trouble laced. And he kind of wanders, muttering away.
Oh no.
He probably either heard of or saw the incident with La Hortensia.
There are so many incidents.
There's so many incidents. But yeah,
Gonna
he's
keep track of them.
yeah. Someone's like, you're caught up in something.
And he's
but
not
Patter-
exactly going to blend into the crowd wherever he
Yeah,
goes.
but if he files any reports, I think Patterson's going to bury it, and he assures you that you are well taken care of, sir. And I think you notice that he is a little bit bruised up as well.
Patterson is?
Patterson is, yeah. You're fine.
No.
You're totally fine.
Yeah, I think Francis makes a few fawning question or concern, like, the overly polite thing. Oh dear, this is, I suppose, fighting crime in the city has its own risks as well.
No, I don't get involved much in scuffles these days, but I'm just here to make sure that you're okay. No damage suffered from the crash.
No, I think, yeah, I think Francis is going to ask Patterson if he's heard anything about an unlicensed bout club.
I don't think Patterson has. No,
Okay,
I think
okay.
I think it's like at this point clear to Francis that Patterson's injuries are from Francis getting banged up. in
Oh,
the
okay.
Crash.
Aw.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His beat is somewhere else.
I see. Okay.
Cool, but you do have that clue.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you could do an information move or solve the question on Shoreditch with a -3. But
Woohoo! Full confidence.
It's
well,
okay.
do we want to take a little break?
Oh, yeah.
Seems like a good place for it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good idea. Thanks for
Was it in
watching that.
5?
Do 5-ish.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. See you in 5.
Bye.
By the way, I've continued to fall back into playing Into the Breach pretty much every day.
Yes. Have they added some new stuff recently? right?
Yeah, but I think I'm just playing the normal version of it still.
Nice. It's a
Yeah.
very, very good game.
Mhm.
Yeah, I spent some time playing Void Scrappers, which is a
Mhm.
kind of one of those reverse bullet hell vampire survivor type things. Just spaceship, you basically upgrade your spaceship and it automatically fires stuff, and you just move around not getting hit, and it is remarkably fun. But I'm like, cool, uninstalling this, uninstalling Streets of Rogue, gonna do
I
some
can't
stuff
seem to bring
instead.
myself to
Normal
play
life
any
for
video
me.
games because there's so many I want to play. I just get overwhelmed at them all and go like, I'm just not gonna play anything and sit here instead
Yeah, it's fair.
pondering it.
I feel that.
Cozy games I already know how to play.
RimWorld.
I'll just play Sentinels of the Multiverse for the millionth time. Where it becomes this kind of just zen soothing thing of like, yeah, then I do this and this and this and this, and 10 minutes
Yeah.
I'm done.
There's a new one by I can't remember at all what it's called. It's basically RimWorld, only you're on a generation ship that has been destroyed and you're trying to rebuild it back up. Star something or other. I played the demo of it, and it's like RimWorld only in space. It's very, very good. And I cannot start playing that just yet. Cool. What are Vert and Paloma doing with their newfound magical strength while Francis is off causing a
Oh.
ruckus?
I forgot we have magic strength powers. Let's fucking go to Bout Club.
I haven't hit on what I would be doing. I'm not sure if there's any way to involve Paloma or not, or if we're each doing our own things. As boring as it is kind of what I do. I kind of thought it might be time for another Sean long distance
Yeah.
ritual.
I have Sean
look
written
in-
down right here.
I had Sean go to the witch's house in Arley, but I have not had Sean go to the boys' house and look around in
Ooh, I think
Arley.
this is great. 2 rituals in one day. Probably nothing will go wrong.
No, it's great. What I do, and I'm filled with strength and absinthe.
You are filled with strength. I think I would probably give you disadvantage, but you are filled with strength and absinthe, so I think that evens it
I'm
out.
straight.
So
Well,
yeah,
also
what's
Sean,
your-
Sean gives me an automatic advantage for
Oh yeah,
that
oh
ritual.
yeah. So let's roll even up for that. Cool. Is this a usual Sean ritual, or tell me what it looks like otherwise?
This one, the way it manifests itself is so I'm concentrating. Sean goes out to the little courtyard. We always start in the middle of Hargrave House. He flies up into the sky, at which point he starts looking like a paint smear across the sky. So instead of like a bird flying, is where he starts, and it's just like the black kind of smears all the way over to Arterley, to the boys' home, and then glooping down into the chimney and over
Nice.
towards the boys' bed. Just eavesdropping, see what's going on there.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, I do need
Um,
to pervert a Christian ritual.
You do need to pervert a Christian ritual for that.
Always
Oh, I know. Like a do.
Have we perverted last rites yet?
We have at least
Okay.
once, twice maybe.
If Lewis,
It's a fun
if
one.
Lewis's
It's a-
body is in bad
It's a
shape.
classic. Oh yeah.
Well, it
True.
is All Saints Day today or tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe tomorrow's All
Oh.
Saints Day. Today is
I think today's All Saints Day.
Hallows.
Right?
I think in the perversion of last rites this time, don't they in last rites, don't they like, they do something on the forehead or they sprinkle stuff on people? Is that what happens?
Function, yeah, oil.
Sure, yeah.
I feel like as the paint smear enters the chimney and kind of circles above the boy, and then it starts like dripping onto the boy's head, little blops of black, smeary Sean dark energy goop.
He's
Onto
not
his
poop
forehead.
paint, is he?
No, it's not pooping. It's just kind of parts of his being.
Oh, nice.
The poop parts.
The poop
The poop parts. I mean, since he's not in bird form, you can't tell if it's coming out as cloaca or not. So it's
coming
just
out off of him.
it's just black drips. That's all I
Yeah.
can tell you. Don't ask questions that you want answers to.
But we do want answers.
I want.
I
That's
think
the
we
thing.
can take the time to answer this.
This is for science.
Well, technically, since he's not in bird form, he doesn't have a cloaca, so no, it's not pooping. It's just dark goo dripping.
Hey, we've got a T-Rex.
Hooray!
Welcome.
Perfect timing.
Perfect
Yeah.
time for the
Talking
bird
about
poops.
Just in time to
Bird
talk about
poop.
poops and cloacas.
Right after Francis
Trying to
crashed
get
a carriage in Hyde
specific.
Park.
Technically, the ghost did it.
Technically,
And
the ghost
pull
crashed
up
it.
Okay,
Box.
just to
For
catch you
science.
up, me and Francis went shopping for high-end absinthe as an intimate scene to get rid of our conditions, and then we came back to Hargrave House, where all three of us did the ritual to. That's part of the
Steal the
Shoreditch Slugger
power.
thing, and we stole some of the power from Shoreditch Slugger, so we now have the special
power.
move that gives us 3 check boxes to avoid death. And now I'm doing a ritual with my beloved Sean the Crow, trying to find more clues because we're in a position where both Arterly and Shoreditch Slugger are ticking clocks, and we don't have nearly enough clues. So we've been clue hunting,
Hmm.
trying to do.
Yeah, so let's see that sensitivity roll
Right.
for your ritual
So,
slash information.
oh god damn. So if I don't do anything, Sean's just gonna let me roll straight up,
Yes.
or because there was all those other reasons you were giving me advantage as well.
Yeah, I think they even
stuff
out.
on my glasses. But I still, if I wanted to, could use an item to get actual advantage. Right?
Yeah. So we have Arterly Crone, which is the goose. We have Shoreditch Slugger, and now we have the mastermind Theodora Braithwaite as the threats.
But we have no way of getting clues for Braithwaite.
Not yet. In fact, you don't even know what the threat actually is yet because you haven't encountered the person who's going to tell you. But you will probably by the end of the day.
Oh,
going
well,
to
here we are.
I'm going to try to live
It'll be
by my
bird
motto.
poop on your
Of,
head. Spoiler.
I'm going to try to live by my motto of smoke them if you got them and stop hoarding. And I've got items I'm going to use because I feel like it's apropos for this particular thing. This soft baby blanket. Because,
nice.
Lewis is in his
Aw.
bed. And I'm like, oh, I'll cuddle up under a little soft baby blanket
I love it.
I need to go get my microfiber cloth to clean my glasses so I can stop doing this the whole stream. Yeah, that's not much better. Anyway, yeah. So I checked off the baby blanket, which I'm swaddled in, while Sean is a smear of oil paint across the sky to Arterly. So that'll be 3 top 2 plus 3, yes?
Correct.
Again?
Yes.
Okay.
Again.
And let's take a. How
Oh
about
my
max?
God.
How about a 15?
That is a 15.
The
All
roll
right.
Is Sean
I
pooping.
ritual the fuck out of that ritual.
Cool. So you're gonna get a clue and a little bit of extra, I think. Let's see. What clues do we have already for Sean? For
For Sean.
Lewis.
Sean clues.
we've got the kitchen knife. We've got the France. We've got.
Yeah, if
the
something
text,
happens
we've got
whereby
the
Sean
trespass.
becomes a threat, we're all doomed.
Yeah.
That's when I
Um,
use that mask of the whatever that just obliterates me. And
Yep.
The blood-soaked corpse.
yes, the blood-soaked portal.
I think. Oh, I don't know why that is, but oh yeah, I know why that is. Great. So I think. Ooh, that one's also. Oh, all these clues are really good. Ooh. Now I can't decide. These are all really good.
Oh,
I wrote such good clues for this, guys.
We're all very proud of you, Mark.
You can't see them yet, though.
But well, that's all right. Trust you. Trust in your judgment. Excited to see them come forth.
Let's see. I'm gonna have to roll a die just to pick. I get to roll a die. I get to roll a die, dice. Die, guys. 2. Okay.
Well,
1.
now I feel bad about bringing in that absence clue into the artwork. There were so many good clues to.
Great. I think this fits with that. So yeah, Lewis is still in bed, and he is. This is halfway, not almost halfway through the 3 days, and he
no.
is. He's sweating much like you all were, only it is definitely not sweet. It smells like
What?
like guano almost.
Oh,
It's hard to smell
because Sean pooped on him.
yeah, you're smelling through a bird, so it's hard to tell. But the sweat is very, very poor. And the his parents are, I think they've kind of despaired at this point. They were fretting over him for some time. And I think because you're seeing this through the Sean smear,
Sean
you're
Illusion.
not just like there, but you're seeing kind of a smear cross section of time. And I think
View,
you
if
see,
you will.
yeah, bird's eye view through time. And there was, he kind of like stretches back a little bit. You see there was a time where they're kind of like sitting by his bed and fretting a bit. And I think at this point, like occasionally one of them just goes over to like wipe his brow and make sure he is alive and as comfortable as possible. But otherwise, they've just gone on with their lives and let him sit there for as long as it takes. And one of the things you see that maybe, and maybe this is just Sean vision, maybe no one's thought of it, or maybe it's just a thing that he's had for a while that no one noticed, but clutched in Lewis's hand while he's kind of fitfully sleeping there's a torn sheet of wallpaper, and it is a floral print. And I think Vareth knows this specifically. This is Shields green floral wallpaper, and this is notable because Shields green is quite toxic. Actually, there's quite a bad time when people were exposed to it, not knowing that it was painted with arsenic.
Arsenic? Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually one of the inspirations for the yellow wallpaper.
Oh.
Yeah, so that is the thing that Sean zooms into, this scrap of wallpaper, green arsenic wallpaper that he has. Yep, that's the one. That's exactly it.
Oh, yeah, I think we just found, yeah, the same link I was about to post.
And I think the sort of time smear, you see some forward as well, and it is blurrier because it is the future. But you see Lewis lying on the bed, and then Lewis on the bed, very pale, and then he is not there anymore.
Oh, so it got better.
Yeah, probably might got better.
Sorry.
Ideas of how this factors into the story of his story. It's already coming
That
to me. I
is-
can't help
that
it.
is Shanti.
Oh,
And I
great.
think the what do I have here? The other thing that you pick up, not a clue, but the parents are, you catch them, people visit them and bring them stuff. One of the smears that kind of like slows down into focus a little bit is when old Winthorpe is visiting, and old Winthorpe is eternally in kind of rough shape. So he hasn't actually brought anything, but just came to speak with them. And he asks if Francis has returned since the last time he visited, and they tell him no. And he starts just clutching his head some and says, I don't know how much longer I can hold on to these memories.
Memories?
That's all you catch. Memories.
Hmm.
And that's what you get. What is Paloma doing during this time?
Oh, I thought I had figured it out and then I lost it. So, oh, I remembered I had this boost move.
Yes.
Goose move.
Goose move.
But I'm really strong. And so it'd be fun to go dress up as Polly and look for clues somewhere.
So the
being
goose
strong.
move lets you, the person with most beloved, send Lewis out on an errand, and you'll roll with presence, and he can bring back a useful item that you can add to your personal quarters.
Yeah.
But if you
I
want to
don't
go
really
out,
need more items, but I want to use this.
if you want to go out bruising, you definitely do that too.
Yeah. Do I have to choose?
Yeah, just tell me what you're doing.
I'm gonna go out bruising. I feel like Paloma, because Paloma knows the like Penny Arcade crowd,
Mhm.
does know some like rougher areas.
Yeah.
That Harley showed her.
Did you are you the one that got Lewis back from the barmaid, the tavern keeper?
Yeah,
Or
the
is that someone else?
star.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
So I think
I
the
did.
two. So one is more pertinent and one is maybe more delicious. There are two places that I might suggest going. The first one is the Star Tavern, where the barkeep is probably not super happy with you and try to start something.
Not if I'm Polly.
There's also the pub in Limehouse, where
Oh, the one that I got beat up at last
you
time I was
got
there.
beat up at and thrown out of.
Yeah, that I might see Jenny in, and I'm supposed to do romance. So
Oh yeah.
let's go to Limehouse.
Did that bar have a name? Let me see. Pull up the
Forgot. I got kicked out of it.
threats. I don't have the threats open because you solved them all. There we
Yeah,
go.
maybe because those are the last people that were like pugnacious with me. Paloma's like, they like to fight. I'm gonna go talk to them and try to figure
Yeah.
out. So do we know where this underground ring is?
Not yet. Bram is going to tell you. when
Okay,
it's time to
maybe
go.
I'll go looking. Maybe I'll go like searching for that, but hoping to uncover clues
Yeah.
as a game maneuver.
So the Dog and Whistle is the pub in Limehouse. Did you want to go
Oh,
there, or
yeah.
did you want to go to the Star, or poking around for somewhere else?
Yeah, I want to go to the well, I'd love to explore a new place, but the Dog and Whistle is where Paloma has been fought
Yeah.
before. So I think in her like story wise, that makes the most sense. She's gonna go
Yeah.
there. Plus, she's
Uh,
probably kind of hoping to run into Jenny.
Yeah. Did Paloma get beat up and thrown out, or Polly? I forget.
Oh yeah, and then Jenny fixed me.
Yeah.
Or I don't know
think
if
it-
Polly or Paloma did. I think
it was Paloma.
I think it was Paloma. So I might go as Polly
Yeah.
this time. Plus, I am super strong, and that will probably
Yeah.
be more socially accepted if I am a bro dude,
You know.
as wrong
Um,
as that is.
So, you make your way over to Limehouse, and it's been a little while since you've been here, but not a whole lot has changed. It's
Yes.
still wharfy and grimy, and you easily find your way to the Dog and Whistle. The dull brass fixtures, the cheap tin mugs, painting of the dog without a whistle over the bar, and the same old barman there, and the same, maybe not the same people, but the same crowd are there. And it's early afternoon, but there's still folks relaxing already. They've probably put in a good morning/night of work, and this is their time to get a little rough. The barman, whose name is here, I think. Sure it is. It is. Yeah, Franklin. Big guy, sweaty, hairy, big black apron. and he's handing people mugs of something, and kind of brusquely, without looking at you at first, and then kind of like fixing his eyes on you as if you're not a regular. Says, "What are you drinking?"
Just ale.
You can pay.
What's that?
You can pay. You don't look
Yeah.
like you're from here.
Yeah. Not.
And he hands you a mug of something.
Great. Thank you. I wish I had another one of the hunters here, because then we could do an elaborate staged fight. I could pay with this. But I think Polly is gonna start. Polly's all juiced up, so
Yeah.
Polly's like, "You're right." Actually, I think Polly gets kind of loud at the bartender, even though the bartender's maybe turned away, and is like, "You're
Mhm.
right. I'm not from around here, because the last bar I was out, I was kicked out for being too good of a fighter. Who here thinks they can best me?"
Yeah,
And then
I
like
think
tacks up like a scorecard that's already like been filled. Like Polly had already filled it in as if Polly has like won a bunch. And it's like, "Step right up, bring your wager. My money's good here. I might not be from around here. Let's get in some fucking trouble."
I'm just gonna make a fortune roll to see if someone steps up.
I'll be so sad if they don't, but probably better.
I think oh, this is actually great. I'm gonna do this. A couple of the longshoremen, sailors, are kind of like this is basically a Steed coming into the bar and announcing, "Hello, who would like to fight?"
I'm aware of this, yes.
And people are just kind of like looking at you, and like maybe one guy like kind of moves to stand up, and the guy drinking was just like, "It's not worth it." And I think after like a moment of like grumbling and settling, someone does kind of sidle up to you. It's a like a not smaller man, but kind of a lean, I guess, kind of muscles up to you. It's got like a big anchor tattoo, but that's the only tattoo he's got. And it's got like a little bit ratty, a little bit tattered. And it just says, you don't seem like the fighting type."
You're right. Just, those days where you feel like you have a stroke of luck. This, my friend, is one of those days, and I need to run with it.
You ever lost a fight?
Oh, so many times. How about you?
Not that I recall.
You've never lost a fight.
I've never given one up.
Is there a good rings around here?
Rings.
Underground rings, I
And he
the one I got kicked out of.
slams his hand on your face, like almost slaps you, like just like, who are you talking about?
I mean, I know we're not supposed to talk about it
Then don't.
as a rule.
Rules, unlike arms, are not meant to be broken.
How do people find out about it if you don't ever tell them?
How did you find out?
Because someone broke the rule.
Who?
Well, like most gossip, it's really hard to trace it back to its source at this point.
Someone told you.
Yeah, but they certainly weren't the source of it. They're not the fighting type either. You think I hang out with the fighting type?
It was Bram, wasn't it?
Yeah. Twas.
He's not a real man like you and I. Give up at the first sign of. I don't care if I die. I don't think any man should die without scars. You know what I mean? And he kind of like leans in a little bit closer to you.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen you fight.
No. Me either. I practiced though the other day.
Oh no.
You practice.
Oh,
Would you
no.
practice on?
Yeah. You know what? That fancy pants gym.
Oh no.
I have some
No.
very good style. Polly is attempting a hustle.
Yeah. What do you?
It's like fought before. I'm trying to get this guy to like do like to be like, oh, easy mark, fight
Mhm.
me, and then I totally obliterate him. I'm strong.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid of nothing.
Afraid of nothing. What are you afraid might happen if he fights you and wins?
Just I'm always afraid of the same thing. The Azrael will show up. No, I'm
Ooh.
afraid.
Oh,
Actually, I'm
you're a very
afraid-
strong baby.
My strong baby
shows up, beats up everyone.
We'll have to
in
come,
Buffalo.
or Jenny. I think I'm hoping to see
Ooh.
Jenny, but I'm really hoping to see Jenny after I've won.
Yeah.
I think I'm hoping to like come here, have gotten in a fight, won, and then go over there with like a little black eye or something and say hi.
You should see the other guy.
And say, oh, I think you left this cowboy hat over at my house. I wanted to make sure you got it back.
Do you think
15
this
months
is
later.
presence or composure?
That's my
Are you trying
plan.
Are you trying to keep it together while taunting this guy? Or are you trying to like use your personality to convince him to fight you?
Oh, I think I'm just trying to keep it together. I don't
Okay.
I don't think I mean Polly is maybe more charming, but I think that I'm just trying to be simple with the lie.
Nice.
But it's actually not a lie. Like I do know that I'm kind of juiced up. So I'm like,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Let's see 2 dice plus 2 then.
Let's fucking brawl.
You could show the cutoff face. Do you think?
2 dice plus 2. Let's go. All right. I rolled a 5 and a
That is
2.
a 9.
Plus 2
Great.
is a 9. Super great.
Cool. So that is a success for the complication. And
I punched the wall just like my baby did. And it's I have to pay for damages. Echo in the night.
I think he gets like a playful smile in his eye. Is that how that works? He shoots you like a playful smile and takes a step back and grabs someone else's drink and just throws it in your face and says, I'll be outside. And that sort of like cold, not really cold, warm shock.
Did you say what he said again? You broke up a little bit.
Oh, he just says, I'll see you outside.
Oh,
And I think the shock of the drink and the like immediate threat that maybe you weren't completely expecting. I think you are going to get a condition, and that condition is juiced up.
juiced up. Great. Worried, sick, and juiced up. Best way to be a mother. Oh, I better not get any conditions
Oh no.
yeah.
during this.
You have all the conditions now.
All the conditions.
Should I just be like, hey, bro, let's talk for a second. I need to be intimate with you. Let's fight with our words.
And This guy whose name is also Francis is outside and kind of like doing the like getting ready to fight thing. He's taken off his jacket. He's still got a vest on underneath and like bandages
This is the
across
Shoreditch
his.
Slugger, isn't it?
No, this is not the Shoreditch Slugger. The Shoreditch Slugger is a beast of a man.
He said he'd never lost a fight. I'm for sure this is the guy.
Could be. You'll find out. He's got
Maybe
a
he's
vest
never fought.
and cotton wraps around his chest, and kind of shabby shoes, but he just like has a like little diamond eyes for you and just waiting for you to come out. And I think at this point, like a few of the other guys have kind of like I think they know him and know that even like if he hasn't never lost a fight, he definitely like gives a good one. And they're I think really excited to see this. And he just kind of like hangs back and like puts his hands up for a second and then lets them drop and raises his chin, and he's ready to go. How do you approach?
And I think I am like looking for clues. So I think I am like, so about club rules.
Yeah.
Which Polly does not know what those are.
I think they're basically
And-
Fight Club rules.
Yeah. Which I guess I break by saying that. And I think Polly says, yes, let's get right to it. But first, the wager. So if I win, you tell me where Bout Club is. Location, time.
And when I
You
win,
win, you can clean out my wallet.
clean out what?
My wallet.
Let's see your
Whatever's
wallet.
on me. Throws it on the table. Coins go splattering.
Oh, you're
there's not a
you're
table,
out,
or there's
you're
not
out
the-
front. Yeah,
Throws it on the cobbles.
cobbles. Right.
It's a bag of money. A bag of coins. I'm good for it. All right, and then we fight, and then I win.
How do you come at it?
Crying. I think because I had just been learning about the right hook, I like just go for it.
Great. I think this is
I
going to
just
be a
kind of
straight.
go swinging. Like I haven't learned any defense.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. What are you afraid
So I
might
just, like,
happen if he
really-
wipes the cobblestones with you?
I'm just hoping that he doesn't get a chance to like come back at me. I'm taking a very offensive stance.
But what if he
And
does?
what I'm
What are you afraid
afraid
of?
is going to happen is that he's going to connect it all. I'm afraid that I'm very juiced up, and that's a good thing, but I'm afraid that he will connect with me and I'm very weak, and that he will break my face.
Broken face. All right. This is a vitality roll.
God damn it. But I have more vitality now, right?
You have
Aren't I
a
juiced up?
vitality of 0. You're juiced up, but you
I'm
still
juiced
have a
up,
0
though.
vitality. You don't know how to fight though.
Why
You won't
can't-
die.
But I'm juiced
You-
up.
You definitely won't die.
What's being juiced up good for?
It's good
We
for
did a ritual.
doing damage when you don't intend to.
Right.
Juiced up is
Okay.
a bad thing.
Oh, well, not so far. So far, it's great. Can I use an object?
You can you? What do you have?
Yes, I can. One of many. What if I throw a cut off face at him? Or what if I've been wearing the cut off face the whole time and I peel it off?
yeah, you don't need to have the literal object with you and use it. but,
Why?
Yeah,
but you
or
could
I put
definitely
it
be
on his
like,
face and then peel it off.
that feels like a bit much.
I rip it off of my chest. Okay.
I would
I
say
referenced it.
like you can use the cutoff face like either as making yourself cold and ready, or telling him about like the time you
I'd
cut
be
off
like the
someone's
last
face.
guy. Last time I had a fight with someone, I ended up
You
with
ended up with no face.
no face,
All right, let's do this.
which is
Three
not
dice,
a lie.
top two.
Yay, 3 dice. Good job. Paloma always getting into a fight.
Ooh, that's a
Might be.
9. That is
Rolled
a 9.
Perfect. And 9 is the highest you can roll.
Mm-hmm. And that means you do it with
Yes,
a
I do.
consequence.
Oh
With
no.
a consequence.
Well,
Oh,
okay.
And
I do
I
it
think-
though.
I think this is where juiced up comes in. He's pretty cocky, and you don't look like you can
Yes.
fight. And he's like, you can have the first swing, really.
Oh,
And you come in with that wicked right hook. And I mean, you don't spin his head around, but he like, does a turn and falls back. And this is not enough for you. You continue to hit him after he's down, and just like pounding out his chest and hitting him in the face. And eventually a bunch of the sailors have to pull you off of him. And he's not dead, but he isn't talking. And he kind of looks like Jared Leto from Fight Club. You wrecked this kid real bad.
Okay. At least Jenny didn't show up.
What do you do?
I guess I'm too juiced up to really feel remorse. But I think I might slink away with my.
You are.
Wait,
You are
I
going
wanted to get a
though.
clue.
You are
Give
going
me
to
that
get a clue.
Give me.
You would have gotten a clue even if you didn't ask for one. It's part of the
I
guy.
know. I did it in a despicable way, so I'm just gonna slink off.
Part of the guy's description is first hunter who wins a physical fight against Francis will receive a clue. No roll necessary. So,
Oh, this guy's just meant to be a punching bag.
a little bit. He's a little
Okay.
Good
rooster.
to have a sense of purpose.
So all of the NPCs are like this, so we could just go around and bop them.
Oh,
And clues. Is what I'm hearing.
You just
He is the
pop
only
them
clue
in,
bag.
and they loot drop clues.
Ding, just like hitting our Mario heads on all the blocks. Or I guess he punches blocks.
I think as the sailors are pulling you off, and you're kind of getting kicked out again, not like kicked out, but they're just like,
Not my first time being kicked out of this club.
like, look, if you know what's good for you, you should not stick around here. There's been dock workers. There's been a lot of deaths around here lately. I mean, there was the whatever was killing folks down here, but now it's spread. There's longshoremen just not getting drained like they used to here. Like they've been beaten badly to death. And we don't want anyone thinking that you're the cause of it, unless you are.
No, I'm actually between you and I am trying to find the cause of it, which is why I'm getting in over my head, you might say, about these things. You can keep my poster as a souvenir.
And the clue you get is a series of untimely deaths among dock workers. And yeah, they hustle you out and they kind of drag Francis's body back into the bar, and that's the last you see of him for now. It's getting to be late afternoon, I think. The shortage slugger is actually Polly.
Is your
Oh no.
You have 4 clues for Shoreditch, which means you could answer the question at a -2. As usual, the hunters are the real threats. Yes. What else would you like to do today?
Let's see. Well, my talking to people plan led to untimely death. So
We're all just doing the things we're not good at.
You do have your new move, Francis.
oh, I can look at the what happens on a miss on I guess that's just a scar and no clue.
Something bad.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure it
Don't worry
can't
about
be
that.
bad. And then my sensitivity is 0. So this would just be a straight up roll.
Of course it is.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you gaze upon the masterwork and attempt to uncover something hidden in the world, roll with sensitivity. So you're trying to uncover a clue about something about the slugger or about the goose.
I mean, he was just asking about the slugger,
Yeah.
so I could see him still having that top of mind right now.
Cool. So that is a roll with sensitivity.
Oh boy, so straight up
I-
2D.
I think you can use an item if you wish.
Oh,
If you can work one in.
the paint tin cake of blood or the pig insignia baking peel.
Yeah, the cake of blood might be appropriate if you want to
Oh,
apply it to the painting somehow.
yeah.
You described the painting last time as like starting to be filled with blood after something happened.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
I think I remember that too, of like or yeah, I don't remember if it was a flashback or if it was happening now.
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing just filling
No,
up.
I think you said because the painting was in your room, Hargrave, and you were describing what that looked like there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't remember what the cause was, but I imagine like if this may be something that happens occasionally, the painting changes, like, and it like became bloody for whatever reason, and it has begun to fade. So it
Yeah.
went back into the perfect face. So if you want to use the paint tin to,
Yeah, I think he's going to
something with the
mark
painting, yeah.
the wound that that Bram had onto the
Mm.
painting to see if this aesthetic view of it can help him understand
I love it.
what's wrong with Bram. So I'll mark that and then roll 3D, no advantage or no modifier. Right, the description, so 3d6 top 2, 11.
That is an 11. Great. So you do get a clue. Look at that. One more time. It reveals a clue. What clue does it reveal?
Oh, I
An
have
excellent
to.
question. Let me see. That one.
These are no artily crone clues.
Yeah.
But what is? Sorry.
What is? I think that's kind of the same. I don't want to give you that one.
To make it clear, we love all of the threats that we have encountered so far.
We
This it is a
try
good threat.
to
This is a good threat.
try to refer them all. We love them so much.
Yeah, let's do this one. I think this is perfect. So you're kind of recreating the bruising on Bram, and the painting, it always seems to be shifting a little bit, and this time because this is the vampire blood from Emil that you're putting into it, and it, like, you see the painting wince a little bit, almost as if it is experienced the pain from the crash injuries there.
Okay.
But as it does, the wound begins to fade over the course of minutes. It's almost imperceptible, but
Mhm.
you have unnatural patience, I think, to stand in front of this. Kind of, we see a time lapse, so like the light going across the room,
Oh yeah.
and it's starting to fade, and I think just before you turn away from it, a tear actually forms in the corner of the eye of the painting, and you can reach out to it and wipe it away, and it's an actual salty tear.
Okay.
And then as a clue, a single tear quickly wiped away. And now it is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clues for Shoreditch. 5 clues for Shoreditch. I think it's getting to be early evening. If you wanted to try and answer a question, now might be a good time to try that. What the Shoreditch Slugger's weakness is.
Oh, is that what we're figuring out? Let's see.
Unless someone else wants to do something else.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all have been real good at getting clues though, so
Clued in.
admirable job.
As soon as
Oh.
we focus on something, we're really good at it.
Keith, you're muted right now for what it's worth.
Thank you. I wasn't saying anything important.
Oh, okay.
I was agreeing. I was agreeing with people.
Hmm.
You were very good
Yeah,
at
yeah,
giving clues.
Yeah. Is there anything else useful we can do before? Like, I figure Francis has burned all his time
Yeah,
staring
good
at
time
his
for
own painting.
a freewheeling discussion over some fancy absinthe.
Yeah. The spirits return. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm up for rolling at a disadvantage of 1.
Yeah. So the current clues for Shoreditch Slugger are the evidence of a violation of one of the rules of Bout Club, of which we have several now. Sweat that smells sweet like honey, a shocking amount of blood from a minor wound, a series of untimely deaths among dock workers, and a single tear quickly wiped away. And the question is, what is the Shoreditch Slugger's weakness?
Let's see. And we don't know the full rules of Bout Club, but presumably
Correct.
they're
Yeah.
the same as Fight Club. I wonder if it. Like I'm intrigued by the idea of any sort of fluid loss being something that will undo the Shoreditch Slugger, and this is a condition that's starting to spread among the people that he's fighting.
Ooh.
Like the sweat takes away the like glucose or what the sugars and substances that the body needs to live. Any sort of incision causes massive high pressure bleeding. Any sort of tear has to be wiped away immediately, or otherwise it's just going to like collapse
Some sort of like
from loss of-
spider hydraulics happening inside.
Yeah. Everything is under a lot of high pressure and has to be contained. This is also leading to the deaths among the dock workers who are starting to fall under the
Who've been exposed to
slugger's
it, but like
fault. Yeah.
they get a minor wound and then they just kind of like
Yeah.
their
yeah.
arm deflates, kind
The
of.
kind of dock workers who maybe they were dock workers who were involved in Bout Club or saw Bout
Yeah.
and got sweat upon
Mm.
by flinging sweat that then kind of infected them with the same thingy. What's it?
But yeah, maybe nobody has really gotten a good enough blow in on the Shoreditch Slugger to draw blood so far.
Mhm.
because nobody's trying to like throw a dart at them or something.
If only we had a
Slash.
doctor.
If only we had a doctor with a big knife.
So the weak, are you saying we're figuring out the weakness, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the weakness basically is any kind of open wound. That's why he's so good at bout club, because like blunt blows.
Yeah.
But if he were to get like cut or some kind of open wound, bad juju.
How do we explain the evidence of a violation of one of the rules?
That's me stymied.
Evidence of
I
violation.
just
of
got him
rules.
to do it. Flagrant. Everyone's
But
just
also,
talking about it.
It doesn't have to be that rule, right? I mean, like, it could literally be any
Yeah,
rule.
we
of Bout
could
club,
at
right?
this we could probably invent any rule about club. Violated.
Oh, heaven forbid I get in the way of making new rules. Let's do
Oh,
it.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
Hmm.
What? I didn't mean to.
No, I just had an idea. Just funny because I'm getting ahead of myself, thinking this is going to make our life more difficult, but that's what makes things fun, right? What if the rule is like for bout club, it has to just be fist. You can't have like blades or things loaded in your glove, and that's the rule that was broken. That's why people got stuff upon them, is because someone had cheated and had like a thinly disguised like sharp edge or something on in their wrappings or something. So they had violated the fists only by having some kind of enhancement that drew some blood.
Someone had
By
a
accident.
razor in their fist.
Yeah, something like that. They're like, hey, not cool.
But because they had that because they were thinking this guy, that was his weakness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
So, yeah.
I'll accept that. Yeah.
we have created rules too.
So his weakness is that he has some sort of high pressure fluid system
yeah.
caused by dark magic and electricity somehow.
Standard
Cool.
issue.
Yeah, normal, pretty
Straight down the
standard.
middle.
It happens.
WWF.
But I was also
Cool.
trying to get something that would feel metaphorical for performative masculinity.
Yeah, that's ooh, yeah.
Everything.
So that'll be 2 dice minus 1 for whoever wants to roll.
Oof.
I feel like this is.
If you want
Francis
me to roll a
and-
9, I've been rolling 9s all night.
Yeah, I understand that this is a Francis-y thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of your domain.
Okay, and I
Why is
don't
Brent's
really,
head all bleedy?
and yeah, you can't. We just have to roll straight up on these, right?
Yeah, 2 dice minus
Okay.
1.
Okay, 2d minus 1. One second. 6 minus 1. 5. Sorry, everyone.
5. That is no good. So that answer is incorrect, and the keeper reacts.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Let's see. Hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
I think yeah. So you're all sitting in the library or drawing room, wherever you're doing this, and there's a knocking at the front door.
Oh no. But Francis, I
it's-
think, jumps up to go and answer.
As you approach it, it's less of a like knock knock knock, and more of a like a wet thump, 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 thump. Like someone's like slinging a pork chop against the wall, a door.
Sure.
You're a
Um,
pork chop.
Who answers it?
I think Francis is going to answer. I'm sorry.
And I think when you open the door, the first thing you notice as Francis is that the door is just smeared with blood. But that is immediately you're taken aback by a small, thin, wiry man with a anchor tattoo and a tattered vest, and he is just
no.
beaten beyond bloody.
Oh,
His eye, like the around his eye is puffed, but the actual eye is hanging out a little bit.
no, oh no.
And it looks like he's just been beaten very badly, but everywhere he's been beaten, the flesh has kind of blossomed a little bit to like this, like a lion's mane mushroom, only red and dripping.
Oh
Um,
no.
Kind of
Very Last of Us.
was it
Oh,
the
like one
the
of
I think it was the
these?
original Creep Show, maybe, where the guy got hit by the car and
Okay.
came back to life. Bit like very very monkey's paw, kind of like what was knocking at the door at the end of the monkey's paw, like that that we didn't see. And just this bloody mess of a what seems
Oh, are
to be
those
a
lion's
man.
mane mushrooms? Or?
Those are lion's mane mushrooms, yeah.
Oh,
Just like hamburger,
Mark
walking
gets all his
hamburger.
inspiration from our house.
I need to get a
And
mushroom kit.
the sort
Those are
of
pretty-
gurgling voice
Yeah.
says,
Oh, no.
"It's- bring me Polly. I have never lost a fight." And like blood and bile is dripping from his mouth
Oh,
and
yeah.
throat as he's trying to say that. And he kind of like pushes his way past you,
Oh no.
trying to find Polly. You could use a mask, or we could continue this fight.
Oh, this is a fight? Or
Easy to beat.
This is the consequence of the failure of investigation, or the
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's this like reanimated ground meat man is pushing his way into Hargrave, looking to finish his fight with Polly.
Okay.
I've resurrected another.
Awesome.
And it seems that he will not go down until completely taken apart.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay. So
So if you'd like to use the mask.
oh, so I
Keep
can
pushing
use
these
a mask
masks.
to make this thing not show up. I was going to say
Yes. Yeah.
because and do we think if I try to fight him, no good will come of that?
I mean, you can try. More importantly, those clues will not be used. That's right. So yeah, you can fight him and try a different. I mean, it's going to be a big mess, and then try a different question or answer to the.
Answer.
Or you can use a mask. Your call.
Or I can use a mask to make the answer we had correct.
Yes.
Is that okay with people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
That
does
feels
anyone have a
narratively
hit for
okay.
something else they'd like to try for explaining all that?
No, our answer was right.
Oh. Exactly. Yeah, our answer was right, damn it.
Okay, okay.
We come up with these really complicated answers and we just need to roll well. There's no reproducing these answers.
And I guess I can use another, yeah, I'm down to 3 masks before the portal. Paloma's down to 3 masks before the portal. Verith is down to 2 masks before the portal.
Anyway.
Okay. So I guess I'll take the moss covered gate. Yeah. And so this is a scene where of Francis expressing private regret for the harm that he has caused.
Ooh.
Hmm.
And yeah. Okay.
And this could be a flashback or in current time. It doesn't
Oh, but I
specify.
think I have an idea for a flashback. I just want,
Yeah.
I don't want to step on anything, Mark, that you might be setting up.
Yeah.
But
So the only thing that I have said was when Sean was at Ardley.
oh yeah,
and
okay.
Old
okay.
Old Winthorpe was
Yeah.
suggesting that he not only took on Francis's wounds, but hit the memories he didn't want as well.
Yeah, and I think I will take that. Yeah, I think what is, I hope I can add something to this, but
Yeah.
I want it to be like a scene where right, where, yeah, okay, this is a great hall, dark, lit with candles, and yeah, we see, oh, we actually see two copies of the painting.
Mm,
One shows, one shows Francis in full regalia on the planet that was probably Mars, on the throne with like a beam of light shine down on him. And the other shows him just beaten and miserable, pale, coughing probably. And we actually see the real Francis in front of both of the paintings, and he matches the beaten down one at this point. And there are hooded figures arrayed in front of him. And there are also like symbols and representations of the alien planet all around. And yes, he says, each one of you shall see something that the universe thought was not possible. You shall all see the death of Francis Quinn, Lord of the off-planet, King of the lands beyond. And there's kind of a hushed murmur among the crowd. And first he gets a knife and cuts up the nice painting, which seems to bleed as he cuts through it, and he cuts it into the little bits of fabric and them on like a small plate. And then there's something like a pensieve from Harry Potter, where another figure comes and via some gesture, like probably something that seems to light through the air, he just collapses face forward into this water, which begins to glow. And as if previously instructed, each person comes through, takes one piece of the fabric and puts it into their sleeve and takes one sip from the water. And that proceeds for a long, long time. And I think the hooded figure that's helping coordinate this is like, it's okay, Mr. Quinn. We know you couldn't. Yeah, oh no, I think it's like, in the end, it was regret that can kill the immortal. And once the last is done, the last bit of light fades, and Francis collapses on the floor. And after a bit, his eyes pop open and he says, "Hello," in the tone that we know from modern Francis. Where am I? That's an odd painting.
You're going to Earth now.
Yeah.
Awesome. So rewind. There's a knock on the door.
Francis comes to answer.
And it sounds more like someone like thump, knock, 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 knock.
Okay.
Um,
It's the same guy.
Francis opens the door and recoils because the door is smeared with blood.
Ew.
And
Who's gonna clean it up?
Exact same scene proceeds.
in front of him is a beaten man, face beaten almost beyond recognition. But Francis does recognize him as Bram.
Oh no.
And he is badly beaten, kind of collapses into not as bad as Hamburger Man, and just kind of collapses into Francis's arms.
Okay, I think Francis is going to take him in and call out for Dr. Sappy. We have a patient that's in a condition.
Yeah. Come right away. Looking a little bruised, but it's super normal.
Dr. Sappy, he is in rough shape. He has been beaten almost to death. And he kind of like looks up at you with one eye. He just says, "He wouldn't let me quit. He wouldn't let me stop."
A slugger? Sorry, let's get this man some. Let me get you some painkillers. I'll ask you questions in a bit. There's some morphine. You'll be feeling a little bit better in just a bit.
What are you afraid might happen if you give this one too much morphine?
Oh my God, not again. Then I have to cut his head off and make a new child with it.
That he explodes and
It won't happen because I don't make the same mistake twice.
It won't happen. What are you afraid
It'll
if he is
explode.
beyond your treatment, though?
Yeah, I'm afraid he's gonna die. I'm afraid he's gonna die, and the police people will show right up. Like,
Mm.
wow, you're just starting to experiment on people now.
Awesome.
You're supposed to get them after
Um,
they're dead, not when they're alive.
A little greedy. Cool. This
Then
will
wait.
be a day move with reason.
Ooh,
Yay, that's my good one.
You're good at that.
Yay.
I need to get rid of these conditions too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
What are your
got a lot of
conditions?
those.
Right now? Oh boy, yeah. I think it might be a disadvantage because you're juiced up.
Oh,
You're like too like
does that
pumped
mean?
to hold the scalpel.
too
Still.
pumped. Francis walks
You
around the
up.
world too pumped all the time.
this is
He's
true.
used to it though.
What if
Oh, no.
It's true. He's used to it. I'm not used to it. What if I use Aubert Fig's knife instead?
Ooh.
Too
Yeah.
pumped.
Or the medical text? I mean, you have that.
Or the medical text.
Yeah, I could. I
Oh,
was just
you can
being
take him to the
silly.
infirmary. Yeah.
Yeah. What if we take him to the infirmary? What if I am using this as a chance to teach Azrael?
Ooh.
And instead of me doing it because I'm too pumped, I use the medical text and talk Azrael through it because I can't hold my hands. I would
Too
try to use
pumped.
his body. Too pumped. Is
I
that
love it.
doable, or should I still?
Yeah. Nope, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have
that was
so
definitely
many objects I can use.
Stop being
Cool.
so
So that's
Now
gonna be
we have the danger
2 dice
of
plus 3.
rolling too high.
Ooh.
Ooh,
All right, let's go.
yeah, bumped.
Ooh, a 6
Roll
plus
a
3.
3,
That's a
3 plus 3 is 9. I'm only rolling 9s tonight. I refuse to roll anything else.
Yeah, you got a lot of 9 so far. So I think you are able to stabilize him. And he is able to speak, and basically through puffy lips and
Aw.
liquid filled throat, he is able to tell you that Francis from the bar
Other Francis. Bar Francis.
found him and said that you told him that he blabbed about Bout Club and
Oh no.
beat him silly, wouldn't let him leave until he was passed out and lost the fight. And he said, but it looks like you got him as good as he got me. So
Well, I'll have to have a talk with him again with my fists.
I think he's also able to give you the location of tonight's bout club. But
No.
what happens? The complication is
Fast forgetting the complication is.
Even more juice.
even more juice.
Juice.
You know what that story you told me makes me feel.
That's still in this more juice.
I have a T-Rex suggests that the,
Ooh, I love that.
that the fight is at Braithwaite's house.
Yeah, he gives you the location, and it is in fact at
Braithwaite Manor.
Braithwaite Hall.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Tati has bored of hunts, and she has
Desires the most
she
dangerous
has
game.
discovered this bout club thing and thought it would be amusing to sponsor one.
Oh no.
Like you do.
Great. Good job, everyone.
Teamwork.
That's fucking teamwork.
All right. I believe that brings us to dusk.
Oh god.
Wow, what an
Any
eventful
day.
day.
Any question?
I need some intimacy. Very soon.
If you would like to do an intimate scene now before dusk falls, that would be acceptable.
Yeah, I would like to if it feels okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Makes you happy.
I'm
Yeah.
worried sick and juiced up, which I feel like is just like
That's a bad combination.
aggro
You're just
anxiety.
vibrating now.
I'm just like, I wonder if I'm like needing to like go. Maybe I'll need to chase Lewis around the yard or like go work out or something.
Or practice more fighting with as Polly. But that
Yeah.
I guess doesn't have to be, it has to be indulging
Yeah, so
voyeurism or one of our.
Oh yeah,
voyeurism or one
I
of
could be
We have a
voyeuristic.
lot of absinthe.
Yeah, maybe I'm trying to like chill out by drinking some of the absinthe brought home.
this is Paloma
I'm like-
and Bareth.
If that's okay with you, Gareth.
Absolutely.
Absinthe.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Absolutely.
you know what? I think I
Add that to the
could.
list of
I need.
absolutely fabulous.
I need something to take the edge off. Absolutely. Something to
Ah,
take the edge
then
off. Let's
You-
try your new wares.
That's right. You are in luck. Francis took me to one of his fancy pantsy absintheries. And as a man who
Connected
has,
to your usual just food coloring whiskey.
I mean, I thought I'd tried all the absinthe there was to try, but I've never had absinthe like this absinthe.
Vareth, Paloma, or is it Paloma or Polly right now? Polly, so?
Yeah, so Polly. Well juiced up.
Yeah. Polly is like emotionally wrecked right now. How do the dark spirits around you kind of react to that?
I feel like they're attracted because they know that usually makes someone vulnerable.
Mm.
So I feel like they immediately kind of, like a swarm of insects, start swarming around him chaotically, like
Looking for an
"Ooh, ooh."
opening. Yeah.
Yes, like ooh, potential prey. Nom 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 nom.
Yeah.
My
I think I'm like,
goodness. Polly, you seem to be in quite a chaotic state right now, as I see from the reactions of my dark friends around you.
no, I do. As you can become the best in the medical field and defy death itself, and yet death will still follow you. I mean, I suppose that fella today will live, but it's my fault he got beat up. There's so many dead because of what we do. Are we even heroes?
Something you must remember is that often we can only see the damage we have caused, while all the good we have done is merely theoretical and unquantifiable. But equally important to keep that in mind. Yes, it is. This is a good thing if you think about it. It means the fact that you carry each death so heavily within you, that you've not lost your heart and you've not lost your soul and you've not lost probably what I imagine drove you to become a doctor. It's still in you and it still drives you, and that's why it weighs so heavily upon you. But you must take into account the theoretical and think about all the countless lives we save through these sacrifices made by ourselves and others.
That is indeed part of our residency training. You can usually tell a fresh medical student because their empathy is still a blunt weapon. They get into this field because they care. And if you continue that way, this occupation will eat you alive. Their objectivity, indeed, it is a myth, but it is safety for a doctor. We feel for our patients and we go through their pain, otherwise we wouldn't help them, but at some point we have to have some distance from them. And if I might, and actually, Vareth, that's shamefully how I met Anna. I was hoping for some shortcuts around that. Who dealt in neuroscience and memory. I always have had trouble with that distance, with caring too much. I suppose it is my greatest strength and my greatest weakness. That Azrael would not exist if not for that.
Okay.
But sometimes the pain is so great that I do just want to erase memories.
You know, when I was talking to Francis this morning, he was going through a bit of a crisis himself, feeling that you and I each had our skill sets that were so helpful, and feeling rather useless himself, thinking, oh, he only talks to people when necessary. And as I reassured him now, I reassure you, there is a reason the three of us were brought together. Because each one of us, as we teeter towards the darkness, has the others to bring them back. Now you see, someone like Victoria, she was alone. She had no one else that she could turn to. And that's what led her down her dark path. There was no one to pull her back from the darkness. We are lucky to have each other. Now, should we ever all teeter towards the darkness at the same time, let us pray for the world.
Oh, the momentum.
But I don't think the chances of that happening are very big. We'll each have our turns, and the other two will be there to make sure we don't fall.
This is really quite good stuff.
Paloma, Polly, which condition do you want to clear up there?
You should get an extra one out of the infirmary, right?
Oh, yeah,
are we
if
in
you're doing
the
it in
infirmary
the,
drinking? Yeah, I guess I'll take both of them off.
you are each, yeah, physical condition. I think juiced up is physical.
So far it has been.
So this gives you the option of getting juiced up again.
I know, I was like, I kind of don't want to lose it because it's very fine, but
I need to get busybody back at some point.
I know I want to take away, but juiced up, I'll take away as well.
Awesome. Cool. I think that brings us to dusk. And we will start that off next time.
Cool.
Thank
Busy,
you.
action-packed day. Big
So
day.
many things.
So many things, so many clues. Got 5 clues today, I think.
I nearly murdered somebody by talking to them.
Cool, let's do quick stars and wishes. Let's start with Nick.
Yeah, this was a fun one. I mean, I think I was like, daytime, it'll be light. That wasn't the case, but I felt like it was pretty easy to follow things. I was worried I was getting a little campy at times, but I think that we all, I was able to rein it in and make it something, even if silly, quite serious. And yeah, Polly got to come out and cause some brawls, and then also the seriousness of the actions that happened after. Yeah, I like the little talk with Azrael at the beginning. I think that's going to be a ongoing problem between the two of them. So yeah, I just loved it. I loved all the characters got to kind of show off their strengths and their weaknesses. That was really neat to get these kind of character portraits. And I wish I had a better use for using the goose move, because I have so many objects. I just think it would be fun to try to send Lewis off on missions, but not sure. This time narratively, it didn't make the most sense to do. But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Heath.
Definitely,
Your-
this is nice. This
yeah.
isn't like necessarily the best star, 'cause it's not necessarily because it can be credited to any of us, but it was fun just for a change to kind of have mostly a lot of stuff went our way. It's like a nice breath of fresh air, because like some bouts are the opposite, or like nothing goes our way and everything goes wrong. Tonight it felt like, wow, everything's, I mean, we had a lot of really great rolls and a lot of good scenes and found a lot of clues and 2 intimate scenes. So it was like it's an action-packed day. And just story-wise, the story is always getting more and more interesting. Got Sean in there. I don't know that I strongly have any wishes other than kind of circling back to like something we all realized, like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to think about my boxes every now and then, just to have those as a guiding post of like, ooh, let me aim towards ticking a box just to push me in a direction I might not go otherwise or something. But that's not like a big deal, because I mean, everything we did was still fun and compelling. But I always find it personally a kind of a fun challenge in that, like I said, it does a lot of times push me directions I might not have gone otherwise if I wasn't pursuing that box. So it can be interesting.
Cool. Peter.
Shape of show wise, I like how we now have countable number of masks remaining. How that's timing out with zeroing in on the mastermind. What else? I'll put a star on Mark for telling us kind of what the Shoreditch Slugger is about. That gave me a strong hit for what to do with how to solve it. I was like, okay, if I can find a way to keep feeding into this metaphor, it'll feel satisfying to me. And so I was happy about that. Mirroring what everyone else says about the variety of actions, the variety of outcomes. Francis having to do a reason roll. I was just like, oh yeah, perfect. Let's see. There was something else. I'm sorry I couldn't add more to. I really liked the offer of Old Winthorpe having some of the memories. I'm sorry I couldn't add a lot to that with the flashback, but I do feel like we're getting Francis in for a landing, because one thing I really wish for the future is that like the game feels underpinned by interrogating like Victorian stories and our fascination with Victoriana and our willingness to sort of rub out some of the parts that we don't like. And I want to be able to bring Francis in for a landing where he goes from being kind of the happy dandy that we want to associate with a Victorian story to where the rest of the story is, and at least make the strong connections there so it all feels like part of the same thing. Yeah, and I love the detail of the lion's mane blooms of fungal wounds coming off of other Francis. And I'm still wondering if I should have tried to fight him, but I think that's everything. And thank you for letting me create another high-end like merchant for him to frequent.
Yeah, I love those. Great.
I think that's it.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. Action packed day. I love that y'all went like super hard on clues, but also like there was plenty of time for 2 intimate scenes, and I felt like everyone was being themselves. Like it doesn't feel like just game playing, like, okay, now I need to go to X and Y and roll this and do that to get the numbers. Like everyone was like, we got your Sean wish in there, and we got Polly going back to the bar and getting into a fight, and all the like Francis being Francis at the wreck. Is all like all super good and like good character developing stuff. The conversation with Azriel, which was just like there, was really good. So yeah, I loved all that stuff. I love the new bit of Francis lore. See how that all wraps up. Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, like one of these threats is going to time out, and we're like something bad's going to happen one way or the other. But who knows? We might actually pull it off, and then it's all Theodora all day. And yeah, star to T-Rex for putting the bout at Theodora's. Yeah, that is fucking sweet, and I can't wait to see that next week. Next week I will be landing at BGG. I should still be fine to run in the hotel room, I think. So unless something else happens, I'll go
I'll
for that.
sit where you normally sit.
Yeah.
Will you be able to stop me?
Yeah, that's all I got. Anything else? Cool.
That's it.
I will stop the stream. Thank you to our loyal watchers. We had
Hello,
3
Internet.
people watching today. I don't know who the other ones were, but we'll find out. Bye. See you next time.
Bye.